Hello, this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have joined me here before. I'm here today with a sneak peek for Diamond Art Club. This beautiful kit is coming out this Saturday, which is the 1st of November. And this is Old Tucson Pottery Garden. I think I've pronounced Tucson right. Let me know in the comments if I haven't, because I know a lot of my viewers are in the US. And this is by the artist Gina Lee. It's a big and beastie, guys. It is 92.8 by 69.9 centimeters, but it's one of those kits with the amount of detail that just, you can see why it had to be done big. And it is square diamonds, as big and beastie kits often are. So this will be released, as I said, on the 1st of November. If you're not in the US, watch out, guys. This is one of those weekends in the year when the timings are a little bit different, because our clocks have gone back in the UK already and they have not yet in the US. So release times for this: early access if you are a Diamond or Ruby member of Diamond Art Club's rewards tier structure. It's going to be 9 AM Pacific time, 12 PM Eastern time, or 4 PM UK time. If you are waiting for general access half an hour later, that's 9:30 AM Pacific time, 12:30 PM Eastern time, or 4:30 PM UK time. And if you're in a different time zone, definitely plug that into Google and find out what that means for you this week, particularly if you're in the same boat where your clocks may or may not have changed yet. Okay, let me get into this. So I've just taken off the plastic cover, and you can now see that there are 66 colours in this. Pretty moderate these days. And that includes 3 Aurora Borealis diamonds and 5 fairy dust diamonds. So we have got 8 different special drills in this one. That is going to be fun. And it's got a little under 105,000 diamonds. Let's take a look inside. So inside the box, you will find a sleeve, and inside the sleeve are all your goodies, so they are nice and protected if it goes walkabouts while it's on its way to you, or has an encounter with the mail van that leaves the outer packaging a bit damaged. Anyway, you have got a toolkit in here. We of course have the diamond painting, and then we have this little pouch here with lots of useful information. So let's have a look at all these. Excuse me if I'm a little croaky, by the way. I was absolutely fine, and then I started filming a couple of videos and I started coughing, and yeah, now I sound a bit croaky. So inside the Diamond Art Club toolkit, you will find, first of all, a little roll of baggies. And then you will find this pen. So this is what they call their twist and pick applicator pen. This end is pretty standard. You've got a 4-placer already preloaded, and if you have another kind of placer that you prefer, as long as it's not the screw-in type, it should fit. This is just a standard push-in placer end. You'll notice that the pen has got a really nice ergonomic feel to it. It's that little bit thicker and easier and more comfortable to hold than your typical kit pens. And then on this end, if you take the lid off, this is why it's called the twist and pick applicator. So it is preloaded with clear wax that you can see in there. And what you do is you just twist it, and then the wax should come out the top. Ah, there it is. Took a little bit of time, that one. Pinch off any excess, and then you have got wax ready for single placing. If you run out, don't worry, they have provided more that we're going to get to in a bit, or maybe if you have your own preferred wax or putty or something like that, you can just unscrew this chamber. If you have some in there that you're wanting to change out, just scrape that out, or if it's empty, just put your new preferred wax or putty in there, and then you can use it as usual. And then we have the tray, which is probably my favourite of the upgrades they made a year or so back. So these are stackable, so if you have a few of them, they will pop on top of each other, so you could kit up into them if you wanted. There's a nice space there where you could put a label. They've got nice deep sides which have branding on them, and you can slide off this lid, and then the stopper comes in and out like that. And you can see that you've got a really nice space in there. This is much bigger than the trays we used to get, and really good for lining up your drills in. We've got two kinds of wax in here. So that is some extra wax of the one that you saw in the placer. That is their original pink wax, whoops, formulation, just so you've got options. And there is a 7 placer as well, if you prefer for your pen. Next up, this pouch is where you find all sorts of useful information. So let's take a look. Ooh, I got a silver card, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll get to that. So inside you can see all the flaps have got lots of information on them. So you've got tips and tricks for how to approach diamond painting, particularly if you're not used to working on such big paintings. Some of these may come in helpful for you. You've got a link to the Facebook group that Diamond Art Club runs. To be eligible to join, you have to have made a purchase directly from Diamond Art Club. And they do vet people to make sure that there is that the name on your Facebook account corresponds to an account with them. So if you have a different name, like some people do on Facebook, just pop over an email to customer services so that they know to let you in. You've got how to use and refill the twist and pick applicator pen. And then you've got step-by-step instructions for diamond painting. You've got kit contents down here. And here we have got a discount code. So this particular one is for your first purchase on Diamond Art Club's app and will give you 20% off. Very important to know, you never need to pay full price with Diamond Art Club. I do like to point out, if you're a first-time customer of Diamond Art Club, I have a couple of affiliate codes in the description box down below. So there's CAT20 for 20% off, or CAT10 for $10 off, or the equivalent in your local currency. Please don't feel obligated to use those, but make sure you use a code, because there are generous first-time user codes. There's really nice generous codes at various points in the year, like we've got Black Friday coming up soon, and we usually get a nice discount code for that and some new releases, so it's rather exciting. But yeah, even when it's just a normal run-of-the-mill purchase and there's nothing special going on, there are evergreen discount codes. Make sure you're in their Facebook group if you don't know what I mean. So down below that, we have got the Treasure Quest card. So it's quite hard to show you because it's so holographic and pretty that my camera struggles with it. These are a form of trading card, but Diamond Art Club calls them Treasure Quest cards. And these are an added extra that we get that gives you the chance of getting some really nice rewards. They have a very generous rewards scheme over at Diamond Art Club, as well as the discount codes. You also accrue points on your purchases, which you can convert into a discount. And then this is an extra thing they've added in. So on the back, you can see again there that it's silver. And there's a link here to diamondartclub.com/redeem. If you go check that out, it will explain how the system works and what you can claim. But basically, cards may come in bronze, silver, gold, or black. Most of the cards are going to be bronze. It's by far the most common. Then you'll have some silver cards, you'll have fewer gold cards, and then you'll have fewer black cards again. So they go in different orders of rarity. Once you have collected a certain number of bronze, a certain number of silver, and a certain number of gold, or a certain number of black cards, and the website address will tell you how many of each you need, you can use them to claim a really nice big gift cards, or even a custom kit from Diamond Art Club. And this panel here, which I leave unscratched until I want to use it, this will give you a code, which you then enter the codes from all the relevant cards onto the website to make your claim. So that's how it works. But even without claiming, they're just a fun addition. I just like having these to look at. I've got a little album that I flip through with them all, and I think it's a really nice touch. And then we have the sticky label sheet. So this has got individually cut stickers, perfect for a logbook. And here is the artwork. How gorgeous is this? I always talk about how I really enjoy pictures within a picture, particularly for bigger projects. You know, I like having smaller details that I can pick out and feel a sense of completion when that's done. And this whole picture is just a series of pictures within a picture, isn't it? On a theme with some gorgeous colours to boot. So inside here are all the sticky labels. This is like my first glimpse of the colours in the kit, and it really does give you a bit of an idea, and you can see there's a real range of colours in this kit. It's not all greens and sort of tealy colours, although I think there's going to be a lot of that looking at the artwork. and then here at the end are the special drills. So just in case you're new to diamond painting and haven't come across these terms before, AB at the front of these DMC codes stands for Aurora Borealis. They are drills with an extra special glitzy coating, and they're used for accents, and I'm going to show them to you when I go through the drills in a little bit. And then the Z is for the fairy dust drills. So there's 5 fairy dust drills, and they're another form of accenting in a painting, but I also like to think of them as adding texture, because they're a lot less obvious than ABs. They're like this subtle glitter effect, really, really pretty. So yeah, we've got loads of them in this kit. I'm going to try and figure out where they all go in a little bit as well. So that's all of that. Let's have a look at the canvas. The canvas comes in this branded dust cover bag. One final layer of protection against the elements. And once I've done all of this, I'm going to pack it all away exactly as it came, and that's how I store my kits. And if you have the space to do it that way, I feel like that gives them the most protection if you don't get to them for a little bit. So here are the colours, and this is a much more bright and varied colour palette than you might expect. There's actually not so much green in it, is there? Well, that's fun. I do like a varied colour palette. I'm one of those people that gets a bit bored if I work on the same colour too much. Loads of pinks. I see a big bag of an orange AB there. Some lovely blues and yellows and oranges. Wow, there's like a real rainbow of colours in this. That is fun. I'm going to go through these properly in a minute. Let's take a peek at the canvas first. So I'm going to roll it back on itself to help it flatten. And also just take this opportunity to point out to you these lines that you can hopefully just about see going through the canvas. That's a clearer bit. These mark out where there are perforations in the cover. So the cover is broken up into 10 by 10 centimetre squares with perforated lines on either side. So it's another way that you can use to section your painting if you prefer. Let's have a look. It's going to be too big for me to show you all of it, but I will pan over it in a little bit and just do my best to show it to you in the meantime. Can I get the canvas out, the camera out any further? Just a little bit. Okay, that's actually more of the canvas than I thought I'd be able to show you at once. This is so pretty. I love this, and it's something really different as well. I don't know about you, but I don't have anything like this in my diamond painting stash. So it's really going to fulfill a different kind of diamond painting itch to some of my other kits. It's really nice. Let me show you the top as well. But yeah, so pretty. And actually looking at it, it makes sense why there were so many colours of pink in the bag, because a lot of the succulents are pink. And the background also has quite a lot of pink in. In the artwork, it looks more of a beige, but obviously to bring that to life in a textured, like, not 3D, because it's not 3D, but for it not to look too flat, there are some pinky tones in with the beige. So that makes perfect sense. I am going to say this kit has got quite a lot of confetti, which is probably no surprise to anyone. Confetti means basically that you are going to be having to change the colour of drill in your tray very often, because there's not too much of any one colour in any one place. There is some line blocking on the in-between bits, the table that all the succulents are laid out on, but the actual succulents themselves, as you can see, are pretty detailed. That makes sense. It's often the way with bigger kits anyway, to be honest, because, you know, kits are rendered at this size when they have a lot of detail, and, you know, that's how you bring it out a lot of the time. I never mind a high confetti kit, but it sometimes just means that I might break it up a little bit, you know, work on it for a while and then switch to something else. And if you find a kit like this daunting, I would really recommend and encourage you to feel free to switch around between whips if you need to, because I can really enjoy super high confetti pieces if I have breaks. Oh, it's so pretty. I think the more I look at it, the more I love it. I like these little ones in between the big ones as well. It's really cool. Okay, let's look at some colours. Here they all are. I'm so chuffed that there's some really bright colours in here, because I personally love working with bright colours. And although it's a very colourful piece, I didn't really clock from the image just how many bright and varied colours there were. Anyways, if you purchase this kit, you will be working with the colours. DMC 700, 2 bags of that. We've got 3847. I love teal, so that is very pretty to me. 6014, 600. 3832 and 3833. 6033. 169. 550. 2 bags of 699. 1 bag of 666, one of my favourite colours because it's just the brightest fire engine red. 3811, these are some really nice big bags too. 3836, 3843, 319, 310, just 1 bag. 818 and 336. The next strip has 701. 3851, 2 bags, and that colour is absolutely gorgeous. 2 bags of 452, 815, 414, and here is the first special drill. This is Z907, so this is a fairy dust, and as you can see, it just has this subtle glitter coating on it. It's so pretty. Then there's 2 bags of 3842. Here's another fairy dust, Z913, gorgeous shade of green too. And here is an AB, so let's look at those next to each other just so you can see the difference. This one, much more subtle. This is a more in-your-face glitziness. And I love both when rendered properly, which is something that I'm always confident that Diamond Art Club is going to do. Then you've got 3756, 498, 720, 3032, 2 bags of 3812, AB5200, a classic AB that one, and 304. Then I've got 898, 3819, 741, 3354, 915, 3823, 402, 3853, 3024, there's 2 bags of that one, sorry. 702, 2 bags. Z3766, another fat pack of a fairy dust. So we've seen quite a few special drills in the big fat bags, haven't we? 797 and 701 to finish off that strip. And on the last strip of drills, we have 3768, 165, 611, 433, Z743, 794, 844, 3022, 809 and 826, 3041, 718, 3857, 301, Z3689. Whenever I think I must have gone through all the fairy dust drills, another one pops up. 208, 3860, AB972, 3837 and 3822. Do you know what? There's not really any small bags of drills in the whole kit, are there? I guess only 66 colours in a large kit means that you don't necessarily have any small bags. But yeah, what a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colour palette this kit has. Right, I am going to pan over the canvas now so you can have a look at it more up close, and then I'll come back and try and figure out where the special drills go. I love it. Right, let's see if I can figure out where the special drills go. There's a lot of them to find. As ever, whatever I find is not likely to be, you know, conclusive and all of the drills, but I'll do my best to find what I can. So first of all, there is a blue AB. I see some of that down here. I see it through this section and this little one. There's a little bit over here, not so much in that, that's a different shade of blue. There is some over here. I mean, it's just probably going to be in all the blue patches, isn't it, at this rate? I say that, and of course the next one I look at doesn't seem to have any. A little bit in this one. Quite a lot in the plate that this one is on. There is some up here. There is some on this plate. And I think that is probably most of it. Okay, so lots of that one. Then the yellowy orange AB, symbol W, that is in this teacup that's got a succulent in. There's a little tiny bit here. There are some patches around this one. There's quite a lot in this one, which I think is also like a large teacup, isn't it? And quite a lot in this one. And then a little bit around here and a little bit in that one up there. Then the white AB, that is in quite a lot of the actual succulents. So there's this one, there's this one, a little bit in the centre there, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, tiny bit there. Lots outlining this one and quite a lot over there. Tiny bit here, tiny bit here, lots in that one and lots over there and a tiny bit over there. So yeah, most of the succulents actually have some white AB on them to really accent them. Then the yellowy fairy dust, that's probably going to be in similar places, isn't it? Yeah, I see that diamond symbol here. And where else is it hiding? There is a little bit there. I think there's quite a bit of it in this one. And there's some here. There is some on that deep orangey one over there. Seems to be all the places the yellowy orange AB is basically. So yeah, that's about it for that one. Then the green fairy dust heart symbol, okay. There is some down here. There's quite a bit on this one. There is some here. There is some here. This is just going to be everywhere, isn't it? It was quite a big bag. There's loads on this one. These are different shades of green, so not so much those. There is some on here, some on there. Lots on this one. Little bit here, little bit there. There's some on this one and a bit on this tiny section of this one. Then I've got another green fairy dust, which is like a different shade of green, so I think it's going to be in different places. There is some of that in here, and there's quite a bit in this one. And then, yeah, down here in this, it's more of a sort of blue-green teal colour, isn't it? A little bit there, little bit outlining here. Little bit here, and here, and here. There is some on this one. There's a little bit up there. I think I could have just cut this section short by just saying, yeah, the special drills are everywhere, because they really are with this kit. Quite a bit of that in this one. And I think that's just about all of it. What have I got left? A pink one. Okay, the pink fairy dust. I see some of that in here. Or do I? I think I was confusing it with an upwards arrow. Oh no, but there is some of it there. Couple of drills of it down here, not loads. What about, yeah, there's quite a bit of it on this one. There's some in here, there's some here, a little bit up there. What about this? Yes, there is some in this one. And to finish off, there is a little bit in that top left-hand corner one. And then the last special drill, this blue arrow. Okay, that is here and here and here. Oh, this one's everywhere again. There's quite a lot of it in this one. It's in this one. There's a little bit here. There is some over here. There is some here. Some here. Quite a lot up there. And some in the top right hand corner too. So yeah, absolutely loads of special drill action in this canvas. So if that's something that appeals to you, this canvas might be right up your alley. I think this is gorgeous, and I think the whole lots of pictures within a picture one will make it easy for me to dip in and out of this, which I really enjoy. You know, you could do a few of them and then move on to something else if it gets a bit samey, and then come back. And yeah, I think it's going to be lovely. So that is the old Tucson Pottery Garden by Diamond Art Club. This is coming out on November the 1st, and I'll just go through those times again. So it's 9 AM Pacific time, 12 PM Eastern time, or 4 PM UK time for early access, and then just half an hour later if you are waiting for general release. Thank you very much to DAC for sending this over to me. I've really loved taking a look at it today, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. If you have, please consider dropping a like on this. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I'd love to have you stick around, so please consider doing that too. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.